Hello and welcome to Topham Chats, the show where I chat to various members of the Rooster Teeth community about everything that they love. This week, my guest is Emma. Hey, Emma, how's it going?
It's going really well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, thanks. So, let's start off with a question that I want to ask everyone to start my shows. Rooster Teeth or Achievement Hunter?
Definitely achievement hunter. I mean, no question. No question.
Okay, is that because you prefer the content that they put out?
I think it's sentimental reasons. I found them before I found Rooster Teeth, so I have that fondness for their Minecraft videos, and I can't stay away. They're my boys, you know. They're my boys.
Okay, cool. So, is the Minecraft series your favorite of those series?
Oh, definitely. I've been watching from like day one, so I absolutely adore them.
Ah, cool. So how did you come across them in the first place?
I went to YouTube and I typed in Minecraft funny videos, and it just happened to pop up. So
Ah, okay. So you found it from there and then was just like, oh, I wonder what else they do?
these guys seem pretty funny. Might as well watch out. But yes, yes. And then I looked at all their other stuff, and about a year later, actually, I moved to Rooster Teeth. So it took a while to find the main community, but then I did, and I never looked back.
Ah, okay. So how did you get involved with the community? We're just like, oh, I'll just jump straight in, or
Yeah,
what?
pretty much. I just decided one day, like, hey, this could be fun. Why not give it a shot?
Okay, cool. So once you signed up for the community site, how long was it before you started really interacting with people, or was it instantaneous?
I want to say about a week. I was very confused with how everything worked, and I felt like a little rabbit, like jumping around, and I don't know, it's very frantic. Uh, but yeah, once I got comfortable, it was pretty instantaneous. I liked
Ah,
it.
cool. Were there any groups or specific people that really helped you ease into the community?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, the community is so it's so awesome and so welcoming in general, and I really appreciated that. And then I sort of I browsed around the forums a little bit, and I was introduced to the Good Guy Gamers, which I just adore and I love, and they really helped me find a place in the community, within their own community, and it was nice. It was nice.
Ah, cool. So you said about the Good Guy Gamers, you and Kel run the PC nights on
We
there.
yeah, we definitely take a lead, I guess, for those, and I think we really enjoy doing that. I know I do, especially. It's one of my favorite times during the week to plan these events for everyone.
Okay, cool. What events do you do each week?
On Tuesdays we do a regular just PC gaming night. We'll do different things. If someone's interested in something, we'll do it. And then on Thursdays we do our own PC Minecraft Let's Plays. So those are my favorite. I love them.
They're so much fun to do. Like Minecraft's just so much fun to play with a group of people.
Oh, it
Like
is.
it, and I think the PC version is such. Well, obviously it's the original version, but I've started playing it and I just can't go back to the 360 version because it's just so. Well, I
Oh,
find it limiting and restricting, but
it's
it's
yeah.
challenging to play on 360. But it's I find it so much easier to play on the PC as well.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Once you get used to the controls, I mean, it's just they're two different worlds. I love it. I love it.
Ah, cool. So, how did you? I assume you played Minecraft before you found the Achievement Hunter videos.
I did a little bit. I didn't actually have an Xbox until January.
Mhm.
So with Minecraft on the console, it took a while, but I did sort of dabble in the PC a little bit. It's definitely consumed my life more now than it did before, but I always enjoyed watching videos of it, I think, more than participating, oddly enough.
Ah, cool. So, um, where do I want to go with this? So, Minecraft's a lot of fun. Do you enjoy playing games with other people, or do you spend time playing games on your own as
um,
well?
I think I guess that really it would depend on the game for me. Because there are certainly like what is it? You'll play like a game that's meant to be played with other people, like Worms or Civ 5, stuff like that. I love playing with other people. Minecraft especially too. I can't play it by myself for very long, or else I just kind of it gets kind of lonely in the world. Um, but other games I do like to play by myself. Or even it's nice to sometimes like chat with someone while playing something like Dark Souls. That's a great game to talk with someone while you're both playing, uh, so you can have someone to cry to a little
Absolutely,
bit.
Dark Souls is easily like one of my favorite games, and
Yes.
like I went to RVB UK at the weekend, and I put on Dark Souls, and I just had people sitting next to me and just like sitting next to me for about 15-20 minutes. I was just chatting to them while playing it, and they're just like, "How can you chat so much while
Oh
you're
my god.
playing this game?" I was like, "I've played like easily 200 hours in
Oh
this
my
game. I know
gosh.
it better than nearly any other game." And it's really, once you know it like that, it's not that difficult.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, have you played? Okay, how many hours of Dark Souls have you played?
Oh gosh. I would. Oh, that's so difficult. Maybe around 400. I want to say.
Okay,
Um.
cool. Did you do any PvP in that, or is it mostly just running through the PvE environments?
Oh god, I was one of those people who would wait for people and attack them, and I would duel. I was a horrible person in PvP. I was. Yeah, yeah. I was good
Or
too.
just like running around the corner in a firestorm and no one expecting it?
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
oh god, they're all on fire.
I was the person who would ruin your day in Dark Souls, and it was too much fun, so much fun. But now I help other players, so I've mended my ways a little bit.
Ah, cool. So is Dark Souls one of your favorite games?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Such a good game. What about it is it that drew you into it?
um, Originally I actually hated it. I couldn't play it. I was awful. But I gave it another chance, and I found lore videos, and it was the lore videos that really started to make the game something more to me.
Yeah,
Um,
that's exactly what I found. I was following a few people and they were all just discussing the lore,
yes.
and it has its own community of people that play it and want to know more. And if you're looking for it, it's so interesting to just find various people around and their interpretations of the story that goes on behind it. It's something I think that's very well designed within the game,
Oh,
that
absolutely.
you might be able to put a lot of pieces together, but you kind of need other people to try and sew everything together,
Oh yeah.
and the interaction with other people and the community around the game itself is very important to the game. So in my opinion, it's a very incredibly well designed game, both for the gameplay and the story, but also community interaction between fans.
Absolutely. It really, can immerse you in so many different levels, and I just yeah, I just love it so much.
Cool. Bit of a nerdy question about the game. What's your favorite boss fight and least favorite boss fight in the game?
Favorite boss fight? I'm gonna hope that this isn't a spoiler because it's been out for a while, but the
Hmm.
DLC
Okay.
has the boss fight Artorias. I
Yeah.
love it. It's brilliant. I think it was well done. It's all about timing and precision, and
Yeah.
the lore with that story is one of my favorites. So getting to fight him is just, it just kills your heart a little bit. Um, Least favorite is probably Quelaag.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, she can be a real pain.
She can be, yeah.
You've got to be just so. She's just so picky. Like, there's some times when you can just absolutely destroy her and not
Oh
take
yeah.
any hits. Like, I think on the video that's going to be under this, I actually don't take any hits when I fight her. But there are times when she can just be awkward and catch you with something you weren't expecting because
Oh
it's
yeah.
just horrendous.
Yeah.
Um, my favorite boss fight is actually tied into the DLC, although it's not a DLC boss fight. It's the fight
Okay.
with Seath.
Oh, yes.
Because if you go through the DLC, you find Seath as a young wolf,
Uh,
and you get the cleansing. Is it the cleansing great shield? I think,
something along
and
those lines.
it's something along those lines. And but once you finish that part and then go back and fight Seath,
Ugh.
you get the special intro video
Oh
where
no.
instead of like picking up the sword and running and howling at you, he jumps on top of you and it's like, oh, I'm just like, oh my god, this just becomes like, because he senses the scent of Artorias on you, and
Oh,
it's just so
it
like
kills you.
that fight. And then at the end of the fight, he changes as well.
Yes.
And it's
Oh.
just like, oh, it's
Oh.
just heartbreaking that you have to beat him.
Oh.
And it's just something about that boss fight that just makes me go, oh,
Oh yeah.
I just don't want to.
It's very different than other boss fights because he's so like he's protecting the ring that you need to get, and the fact that like you have to fight him, and he's a good guy, like he's not a evil character, and it's just heartbreaking. That's a good one. I can definitely see how that is your favorite.
Yeah, I run every time I like have to do that fight. I'm just like, don't really want to do this. I try to get it over as quickly as possible, but like,
Oh yeah.
it's one of those fights. I don't think I've really had any problems with that fight though.
No.
I always seem to be a bit OP when I get there,
Oh yeah.
just because of the way the game's designed. But that's by the by. How about Dark Souls 2? Do you enjoy that as much as the original Dark Souls?
I do. I do. The way I describe it is, I forget who, but someone once phrased it as Dark Souls 1 is all about your experience with the environment and the lore and the story, whereas Dark Souls 2 is more about you as a player. And personally, I enjoyed the first one better because of that difference. I still like the second one, but I did enjoy the more lore area of the first one. That really drew me in.
Okay, cool. Have you finished the second one? I assume so.
I actually haven't.
No, neither have I. I've put like so many hours into it, but I'm just at a point. I'm stuck at the Shrine of Amana,
Oh gosh.
and I just can't get past it. It's just like the enemies just seem to swarm me,
Oh
and
yeah.
I just don't have. It seems at points that it is hard for being hard, rather than being hard because I'm not playing well.
Yeah.
And especially that area, it just seems to me that it's just difficult because it's just awkward. It seems like to me it seems it's not as well designed as the first one was. But then again, it is, well, it feels to be larger.
It does. Yeah.
The world, it seems to have a grander scope. But anyway, that's just the way Dark Souls 2 seems to be.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to be? Are you looking forward to Bloodborne, which is the next?
You know what?
game?
I actually just saw like the official trailer for it. I haven't been
Yeah.
keeping up too much with it, just because it's PS4 exclusive, and
Yeah.
I'm unfortunate enough not to have a PS4. But it looks really good. I can tell it has a lot of the same mechanics as Dark Souls. It looks so dark, like very Van Helsing. But if I had a PS4, I think I would buy it immediately.
Cool. Yeah, like I'm considering getting a PS4 just for that game.
Right.
But yeah, so that's the thing. So cool. What kind of things do you enjoy? I guess along the lines of fantasy. What other things in that realm, I suppose, do you enjoy?
I definitely, a lot of my artwork is fantasy related. Books, especially. I read a ton of medieval books. And I love The Lord of the Rings, which anyone who's talked to me knows that I'll almost instantly reference it. And I can't help myself. I have to. So definitely those.
Okay, cool. So Lord of the Rings, you just did a marathon of that recently, didn't you?
Yes.
Awesome.
Everyone was so nice. And originally I had only planned on the first one, not extended, because I'm a nice person. But everyone wanted to do the extended, and then we just kept going, and eventually we watched all three, and it was over half a day. It was.
That's crazy. But it's awesome to see people getting involved and just like being
Yes.
like, yes, let's watch something we all enjoy together. For me though, I can't sit there for that long, so
Oh,
I was like, ah, no.
it was
I
difficult.
yeah, I can imagine. Ah, crazy. So you said your art is inspired by that. What? How did you come about doing art? Was it just one of those things that you've been doing for a long time and
I
you
have,
just
yeah, yeah.
do all the time, or
I always I used to doodle a lot as a kid, and it just kept going, and things like that. I never wanted to pursue it professionally or even, to take classes for a hobby. It was just kind of something fun to do, and eventually I bought into the, well, not bought into, that's the wrong way of putting it, but the digital art became a lot bigger as time went on. So I ended up buying a tablet, and now I do both digital and hand drawn things. So,
yeah, cool. How frequently do you draw?
probably once every 2 days.
Oh, okay, so frequently,
Yeah.
I'd say. It seems to be more frequently than I pick up my guitar because at the moment it's just been I've been too busy to
Oh
pick
no.
up guitar and like express myself creatively that I'm just like I just want to play guitar.
I just need to do it.
It just seems like I've got to set aside time to do it, and it's just
Oh,
impossible to fit in.
it's bittersweet when that happens. It's fun to be busy, but at the same time, you wanna do that creative
Yeah,
hobby.
get things out the way. Just be like, oh god, fun, creative, fun times where I get to play guitar for a while and do something with it. Cool. So, you told me also that you do a lot of writing. What does that? What style do you go for, and is it fiction, non-fiction? What interests you in that area, and also reading as well, I suppose.
um, Writing, I test out a lot of styles, so it gets kind of crazy and quirky. I probably write more fiction, or I write sort of personal narratives. Little bit of poetry. It's really bad though, so I don't quite write that as much. But yeah, definitely probably more the fiction range, and the same goes with reading too. I love reading anything fiction related and anything that you can relate your life to. So anything that you read and you think, oh, I've been there. Um, that always really, I feel very connected to books like that. So,
Ah, cool. Let's take a step back, a big step back, and go to Achievement Hunter. What has been one of the most recent pieces of content that they've put out that you've enjoyed the most?
um,
I suppose.
I mean, I definitely I watch every Friday Minecraft, and I
Mm-hmm.
always enjoy those, even the ones that are a little bit more like calm in comparison to other Let's Plays that they do.
Yeah.
Um, I've really enjoyed their heist videos for Grand Theft Auto. Those
Yeah.
were fantastic, and recently I've really been enjoying their trivia night type game stuff.
Yeah, they've been really interesting to watch just because everyone's just like,
Oh, they
well,
have.
some people are clearly more intelligent, but there's also ones like the Wheel of Fortune when different words
Yes.
are coming up. It's like it's obviously that, and you're just sitting there, and they get to the very end, and they're like, "Oh, that's what it is." Like I got that like 20 minutes ago.
Exactly. I love to sit there and be like, please, 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 like Ryan, guess E, it's E, and yeah. I get a little too into it sometimes.
Cool. So this is maybe a strange question, but if you're watching the Minecraft Let's Plays, do you prefer the ones where they're competitive or the ones where they're adventurous? Say, the ones like Capture the Tower or ones where they're hunting for resources against each other, or the more adventurous ones where they're like Quest for Horses or their Quest to the End.
Um, I think I enjoy the competitive ones. I love when they wander and stuff like that because it gives them the opportunity to just kind of chat and hang out. Um, and I love seeing that, but at the same time, the competitive ones, it is kind of watching like a little show almost, and I do like watching that. So probably the competitive ones, yeah.
Ah, cool. Well, now is the opportunity in the show for you to ask me anything you want to know. What is your question?
All right. Well, I know that you're very active in the Rooster Teeth community and everything. You do these, awesome talk shows here. So I was wondering, like, what is your best experience with the community? Be it like just a really awesome message, or a group thing, or you know, these talks, or like, what has been your best time? Say.
So at the weekend there was the fundraiser that Elon put on for
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
I went along to that, chilled out. It was amazing that we raised so much money for her,
It's brilliant. It's
and
so
it was
brilliant.
great to see everyone getting engaged in the community. Something that I really enjoy seeing. The thing that really got me into doing things in the community was just interacting with people and finally playing games with people. Like, it took me a long, long time. Like, on the site it says I've been signed up for 6 years, which will be 7 in November.
Oh, wow.
But I've only been using the site for about a year and a half, 2 years.
Okay.
And originally I was using it wrong. Like, I say wrong, I mean in the incorrect way. I was using it
Mhm.
to just be like, this is me, this is what I do, try to shout louder than everyone else, and
Mhm.
you're shouting into a crowd that's also shouting. So that really didn't get me anywhere. But then when you start to look at things and take a step back and watch other people's content, so should I say, and just interact with them, say, oh, I think you could do this, or you could um, work on this,
Yeah.
maybe apply something here or there, and just do things like that and get involved, tell people what you think about what they're doing. Particularly on the music side of things as well, it's really great to have someone say, oh, this piece of work's really good, or oh, you need to change this, maybe mix this up a little bit, make it
Mhm.
more interesting. It's always great to get feedback like that, and also let other people know what you think about things, and then take it on board as well. It's just absolutely amazing. I'm actually just trying to stall so I can try and think of the actual thing, like the actual answer to your question. Um, I feel like the community meetups that I've been to, so the ones in Scotland and the RVB UK events,
Oh,
they've
wow.
been absolutely fantastic. To just go and meet people and
Mhm.
try and get people involved and just drag them in, and just seeing people with. I went to MCM earlier in the year, which is a comic convention here that's in London. I went there and I was just trying to grab hold of everyone that I saw with a Rooster Teeth or Achievement Hunter t-shirt, and
Mhm.
I think the best experience was just meeting a whole bunch of people from not just the Rooster Teeth site, but the fans that were on the Facebook site and the Tumblr site.
Yeah.
The Maybe I have a prejudiced opinion against the people on the Tumblr site, but they all just seem to be shouting "Follow me on Tumblr," which
Mhm.
I just didn't really
No, no.
get. And also, they weren't saying their username or anything like that, so it's just like that's really confusing. And they all just seem to be um, yeah, just shouting about Tumblr, which I guess is what Bernie was talking about on the podcast recently when he was like saying about DashCon,
Oh
because it just
gosh.
seemed to be like exactly like he'd explained
Mhm.
things about that. But anyway, yeah, meeting everyone at MCM and just like helping out a friend with a video as well while we were there, just really exemplified what we can do as a community. But yeah, the Hello Zeldathon that Elan put on, 24 hours of just streaming games and crazy chats and fun games to incorporate everyone in, was just
Yeah.
awesome fun to just be a part of and really do things like that. And as well, the Rooster Teeth / Achievement Hunter like live streams that they do, 24-hour
Yes.
live streams where I've bought posters at both of them
Mhm.
because that's the best way for me to interact, and I feel to send money across, but also I can go onto PayPal and donate extra should I want to.
Yeah.
Um, there was also another community thing to do with charity, but yeah, charity events seem to draw me in and make me realize how big the community is. But just interacting with the community in every single way,
Yeah.
in forums, groups, and just journals as well. It's just it's just a great way to just go everywhere and interact with everyone at all times. And yeah, like you're part of the Good Guy Gamers group, just somewhere where you know people are going to be at a certain time of the week, say Thursday nights on Minecraft PC. And it's like, yeah, let's play there all the time. So it's, yeah, for me, it's just interacting with other people, and everyone already has an instilled common
Yes.
thing to associate with to one another, and that sort of eases any social tension that there could be.
Yes.
And I really find that that's a key part of this community, that everyone recognizes that we all have this thing in common, and we can start there and then go onwards, which is exactly why I've structured my show, as you might have just experienced, as I do. It's a key way for me to just try and open up and find things out. But yeah, anyway, long rambling answer for what could have been a much shorter answer.
But it was a good answer. It was good, and I completely agree. You hit the nail on the head. So, excellent.
Thank you very much. Okay, well, with that, we're going to wrap it up there. So, thank you very much for being my guest. Where can we find you on the Rooster Teeth site?
You can find me under BeepBep, which is like beep beep, but just with the one E on the second. So, add me, friend me. I love people.
Cool. Don't just add and friend her, interact with her as well, because she's awesome. And yeah, anywhere else we can find you? Do you do anything else? You do lots of drawing, but that you post them on there, I suppose.
I do.
Do you, or do you have somewhere else you put them specifically?
I have
Should they not be strategically related, I suppose.
I have a, how do you pronounce it? A deviant? Is that how it's pronounced?
DeviantArt?
Yes, I have one of those, which the link is actually, it's on my RT profile. So yeah, I update that now and then, but mainly RT for sure. That's my big area. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you very much, Emma, for being my guest.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. So thank you for that.
Right, well, thank you very much for listening, everyone, and goodbye.